All right, so we tried to go caffeine free since last night. It didn't go too well for me. I made it to like 13, 14 hours, so I have to take a different approach. I mentioned this a bit in a video earlier. Man, I know this is not comparable to like hard drug withdrawal, but as far as caffeine, I am dependent, and I'm not in any way comparing it to like a hard drug withdrawal. I couldn't fathom it. Never been on any, and I'm sure coming off of that stuff would be 50x. But for me, caffeine, like straight black coffee, I'd rather have this over alcoholism any day. But it's still a hindrance to me. I still want to give it up. I tried, and I'll tell you what happened. Like, I drink a pot of coffee plus every day, and on the weekends it can get up to a pot and a half to 2 pots. It's absolutely absurdity. It is just straight black coffee, and it's not super strong, but it's not like weak. So like some people that make super strong pots and they drink almost all of it, their intake's way more than mine. But it's still making me crash in the evenings, and it's still ramping me up in the morning so much. I think it's like causing me to have a bit. It's making my anxiety worse. My anxiety issues, and like my anger problems. I think it's really pepping them up. So I really wanted to give no caffeine a try before I go and get on like an anti-anxiety med again or something like that. But I'm gonna have to take a more holistic approach and wean down, I think. Like I was gonna go cold turkey. My mind was made up. I went to make a pot of coffee this morning, put the filter in empty, dumped the water out, went about my day. But what happened was I felt really groggy. I already didn't sleep very well. I felt real groggy. So I broke my fasting, which I don't normally do this early. I ate to see how I'd feel. It helped me a bit, but man, the grogginess is rough, right? So I'm like, I'll just sleep. I went to sleep for like 2.5 more hours. Like I slept, and without the caffeine, the sleep is better. But when you're having like the withdrawal, it's like you're not. I'm sure if I could get off the caffeine, I would sleep so much better again. But I woke up with a freaking migraine, dude. That you hear about that caffeine headache, and I went through this twice before. I went 3 months in an entire year without caffeine. But my intake was probably half of what it is now, if not a third. And I'm telling you, dude, this headache, like I said, I'm not comparing it to other withdrawals. But for me, it's like, man, if this lasts 2 to 3 days till this is out of my system, I won't be able to last all weekend into like my work week with this. So I'm drinking coffee. I failed. It's I think I'm just gonna try to wean off of it, and try to take that approach, and then maybe have some Excedrin on standby. Um, the tiredness and grogginess, that's going to come with it at a much less rate if I wean off of it. I thought I was going to be a tough guy and just go cold turkey again like I did before. And I could probably pull it off if I had a few more days, like if I had like a 4 or 5 days off in a row from work. But going in and working overtime, and it's going to affect my workout regimen. I know it. I'm going to be groggy. It's going to affect my workouts. And I'm prepared for that. But that headache, I've heard about it and I've went through it before, but man, it was brutal. And even now, having a cup and a half, it's still there. It's malingering and it's slowly fading away. So if you're like me and you're drinking a lot of caffeine, energy drinks are the same way, dude. I know people that drink way more caffeine than I do in energy drinks. This is what will happen to them, probably on a even higher level. So, and to me, energy drinks are way worse for you. But yeah, we failed. We tried, and I was almost going to try to stick it out, but I got plans today, and I don't know how long the headache's going to last. That could be a 3 to 5 day thing, dude. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to wean down the days before a break here at the end of the year, where I have 4+ days off, wean down before my first day, and then just sort of relax, make sure my workout's in, and have 2 days where I just like get through that, you know, and hopefully it's a mild headache. Take more of a holistic approach. That's what I'd recommend. So use me as a use case if you have like a pretty severe or not alcohol. If you have that, hopefully you can drop that. But if you have a pretty severe caffeine issue, use me as a use case, because I've always like been like cold turkey kind of guy, right? I'm failing with this, dude. This is a vice that it's kicking me, and I almost like laid back down, and it was bad. It was so bad. Okay, you're sweating more. Your joints start to hurt. You can't focus. You feel like you're -5 energy level. Caffeine is no joke, dude. It is no joke. And people really sucking up the energy drinks and the pre-workouts, it's going to be even worse than what I'm going through. So, not that a lot of people don't even fathom quitting caffeine. But there you go. I wanted to document this. I was really excited to get through a week and be good again and just like document every 3 days in videos. And I'm going to do that still. But hey, man, it's okay to fail sometimes. And life could always be worse. I could be hungover right now. And I'll take drinking caffeine any day of the week over drinking alcohol again and dealing with a hangover. But it's wild how, I mean, caffeine is so socially acceptable. Most people don't even question it. Like, it can be a hindrance, though. That crash in the evening, I hate having to consume it. But my headache has went down gradually already. Still slightly there because I tried to pull that 14-hour, bull crap. It's around 12 hours you'll start to feel it. 12 to 15. It nips you. That's why I'm trying not to drink it after like 3 p.m., which I'm being better with. But, yeah, I figured I'd document this. It's a failed attempt. And it is, man. You sweat more in your joints, and it's brutal. Like I said, I'm not comparing it to any other withdrawals. But for me, whew, still a great day. I'm really not too perturbed over it. I'm sure, I know some of you will get a kick out of this video, because I know some of you were like, yeah, it's going to be harder to kick that coffee bean juice. It's going to be harder than you think, buddy. And I knew it. Last time I quit it, I was not drinking this much. So, have to just buckle up and try again. I mean, I'm probably not going to try this again for a couple weeks. I'm going to have to line up some time off work like this. There's no way I'm going into work feeling like I did. And I only felt like that for like an hour and a half. Like that, I'm a little baby. Like, there's no way I was sticking that out, dude. Like, the tiredness I could have got through today and tomorrow, but that headache, could I have taken some ibuprofen? Sure, but it was one of those headaches that felt like a knife in the center of my brain. I don't even think that feeling there would have stayed, And I'm not about that life, dude. I haven't had a migraine since I quit drinking. I used to get a migraine like every 3 to 4 binge drinks. So like once every month or two, I'd have like a 3-day headache, like migraine from it. I don't know why, blood pressure, dehydration. And they went away. If I get a slight headache, it's not even bad anymore. It's just not even there. But the caffeine is what did it. But yeah, I used to get real like 2 to 3 day long headaches. Sometimes I would drink, nothing. And I could feel it, and it was weird. The day of my hangover, it'd be like slightly there, and then the second day it would pop in like a massive headache, and it would last always 2 to 3 days every time. And I that was another reason why I'm like, why am I drinking? I'm like flipping a coin on whether or not I'm gonna have a migraine after a night of binge drinking. Sometimes I go 4 or 5, weekends where it just wouldn't do it, but when it would, it'd be like, man, why am I doing this? Just throw yourself in the morning, waking up, cloudy, groggy, and you're like, oh my God, I drank last night. That is the worst feeling in the freaking world, dude. What did I say? What did I do? What did I spend? I do not miss it. But yeah, I just wanted to share my failed attempt. It is what it is. I know some of you are probably like smirking. It's serious, dude. It's brutal, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I tried. I was ready, dude. My girlfriend's like, I'm not dealing with this all weekend, dude. And I'm like, I'll be all right. But once the headache hit, the towel was thrown in, my friends.
On caffeine.
On caffeine, of course. Yeah, screw alcohol. I don't even care about alcohol. Caffeine's my freaking beast now. Just sort of letting this video go on. I don't know. It's crazy to me how a lot of people drinking a lot of caffeine, I don't think they understand how rough it is to quit. A lot of people don't. I see people drinking 2-3 Monsters a day, coffee. They don't even fathom quitting, right? They would be bedridden, some of these dudes I know that are drinking like that. And they don't, they'll probably never quit caffeine, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. If I end up not quitting caffeine, it is what it is. It's $10 a month. It's cheap. It's just there are repercussions, man, in the evenings. And the energy drinks, though, people buying them, they're spending quite a bit of money. I see people drinking probably $10, $15 worth of energy drinks a day. That adds up. Coffee, I buy a tub of Folgers or Maxwell House. It's not even $10, $20 a month. You know what I mean? Like maybe 3 weeks. So it's rather cheap. And I'm very tight with my money. So it's like, if it was like $80 a month, I probably would have already quit. That's why I quit vaping. Because they shut down shipping from other states here, and then they upped the tax rate, and I'm like, all right, dude. I was smoking on wholesale, like 240 milliliters, $40, smoke it for 2 months. It was cheap, besides the mods and stuff. But that's what got me to quit. Literally, money. If coffee went up 4x, I would probably go through the migraine because of spending money. I have money. I'm not hurting. But it don't matter. I'll be like, oh, a $20 t-shirt. I'm not buying that. And then I'll dump $100 into like a vintage collectible and store it away. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Same with like investing. Oh my gosh, that's a $40 pair of jeans. No way. Let me throw a couple grand into a stock. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, there you go. There's my failure. It's not the end of the world. We'll try again at some point. I don't know, dude. I'm not even trying to wean back. For a couple of weeks after that, it was sort of like a shocker.